Welcome to the AGI Dilemma. I'm Chris Mosier, and this is a conversation we can't afford to ignore. We stand at a crossroads, facing the most powerful technology humanity has ever created, artificial general intelligence. Will it be our salvation, our enslaver, or our successor? The path is being chosen for us right now, not by democratic debate, but by executive fiat and corporate power. In this episode number 1, we're connecting the dots between 3 recent events that reveal a terrifying pattern: the push for total control disguised as progress. We're covering 3 critical fronts in this new war for our future. First, the emotional manipulation using the heartbreak of pediatric cancer to push through AI mandates. Second, the massive infrastructure build-out, a $500 billion project called Operation Stargate that no one voted for. And third, the endgame, the rise of digital ID, the ultimate tool for human control. Let's begin. On September 30th, 2025, a new executive order was released titled Unlocking Cures for Pediatric Cancer with Artificial Intelligence. On the surface, this sounds noble. Who could be against curing kids' cancer? The order states that AI will transform the nation's current care, identify cures, and save lives. But we have to look deeper. This is a classic tactic. Use a universally loved, sympathetic cause to usher in a controversial, power-centralizing technology. Let's be brutally honest. We've spent 50 years and trillions of dollars on the war on cancer. The result? We are the sickest, most obese, most chronically ill nation in history. Cancer is off the chart. Life expectancy is dropping. The solutions offered are always the same: cut, poison, and burn with chemotherapy and radiation. A $1 trillion industry that has no incentive for a true, simple cure. Imagine the millions of healthcare professionals out of a job in a day, if they ever announce the cure. So, why do we suddenly believe that the same institutions, now armed with AI, will magically succeed when they haven't for the past 50 plus years? I'll tell you what I believe. AI will not be used to find a cure. It will be used to hide the cure. It will be used to optimize the current profitable system of treatment, not eradication. The data it's trained on is the data of a failed paradigm. It will spit back the same answers, more drugs, more procedures, more control, more death. This executive order isn't about healing children. It's a Trojan horse. It's about getting a foot in the door to centralize our most sensitive health data and condition us to accept AI as our benevolent savior. It's the first act in a play where AI becomes our oppressor, wearing the mask of a healer. In our first conversation so far, we talked about AI's role in pediatric cancer. The second conversation is going to be about its physical takeover. Enter Operation Stargate. On January 21st, 2025, President Trump, one day into his second term, launched the initiative, a $500 billion project to build 20 AI data centers across the United States. The first two slated for Abilene, Texas. You could just do the math. What's 500 billion divided by 200 million working age adults? That would be a nice check that you could give to everyone. It might help with inflation. No, we're giving this to our AI overlords. Let's be clear. This was not a campaign promise. The American people did not vote for this. Yet on Inauguration Day, who was standing behind the new president? The very tech billionaires, the Larry Ellisons, the Bill Gates, the Jeff Bezoses, the Mark Zuckerbergs, whose empires stand to benefit from this unprecedented taxpayer-funded bonanza. They're not rich enough already? They already don't have enough control over your lives? What you can say online and what you can't? Oh no, now they're here to help. They promise 100,000 jobs, but they don't mention that most of these are temporary construction jobs. Once these city-sized server farms are built, they largely run themselves. We might be talking about a few dozen maintenance jobs per facility. They promise medical breakthroughs like personalized vaccines. After the COVID era, does anyone truly believe that line anymore? What they don't talk about is the real cost. One, the energy. Each of these data centers can consume a gigawatt of power, the output of a nuclear reactor. Our grid is already strained. Where will this power come from? Your electric bill is about to become a subsidy for AI. And I imagine for many of you, particularly in the Northwest and East Coast of America, your bills have already doubled in the past year or two. You think that's just from inflation? Number two, the water. These facilities require millions of gallons of water for cooling, directly competing with farmers and families, especially in the West, Arizona, California, Nevada, where several of these AI data centers are being built. The land. Number three, these are not small buildings. They are industrial behemoths consuming land that could be used for farms or communities. This is being sold to you as a national security imperative. We can't let China win, but this is a con. It's a massive transfer of wealth and resources from the public to the private tech oligarch elite rulers. And it's creating the physical backbone for a system of control that I never consented to. Did you? Topic number 3, digital ID, the ultimate control grid. This brings us to the end game, the control mechanism itself, digital ID. This isn't a driver's license. This is a biometric dossier. Your face, your retina, your fingerprints, your DNA, all stored in a digital database. It's a tyrant's fantasy. It's already rolling out globally in over 20 countries, from China to parts of the European Union. And now Great Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced that you will need a digital ID to work. Sound familiar? No jab, no job was the test run. This is the main event. They'll say it's to stop illegal immigration. Isn't that the problem that they created? The reaction is, of course, your public concern. The solution, total digital surveillance. You cannot have a central bank digital currency, a programmable turn-off able money, without a digital ID to attach to it. This is the trifecta of enslavement. Digital ID, digital currency, and a controlling AGI. This system will determine if you can travel, if you can buy food, if you can participate in society. Your social credit score will be your permission slip from Big Brother for life. Do you think there's going to be customer service reps that you can call when you have an issue? So, where does that leave us? We are seeing a coordinated, top-down push to implement a world we never asked for. It's being justified with lies about cancer cures, wrapped in the flag of nationalism, and built with your own money. Well, I would argue debt. Endless debt enslavement with endless inflation. They are programming the AI with their lies. Ask any mainstream AI about 9/11, about vaccine injuries, about election integrity. You get a canned gatekeeper response straight from the pages of the New York Times, the Washington Post, or Wikipedia. They are building an artificial God in their own image. And it is not going to be benevolent. So what can we do? This fight will not be won in Washington first. It will be won or fought or lost in your hometown, your local county. The permits for these data centers, the zoning changes, the environmental reviews, they all happen at your local planning commission and city council meetings. This is where it starts. This is where you can stand up. This is where you can demand to know where the power and the water is going to come from. This is where you can say, not here, not without a real debate. Now, of course, they could not listen to you. Of course, they could all be bought off. They could all be extorted. But this is the level that you have a chance to not only educate yourself, but get involved in what most are saying is the greatest leap forward in human history. This is the AGI Dilemma. It's the most important story of our time. It's time to get informed, get involved, and decide which future we will choose. Thank you, and God bless.